big tech CEOs were on Capitol Hill. We had quite the conversation. And today, now everyone is talking about this moment when Senator Josh Hawley was grilling Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and pressured him to apologize to the families whose children were exploited on social media. Take a look.
There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now?
Well,
they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your project?
We have to go through the things that your families have suffered, and this is why we invested so much and are going to continue doing industry-leading efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
Oh my gosh, the parents holding up pictures of their children.
Can you imagine?
No,
it's unthinkable.
I cannot imagine. One of the moms present in the hearing said her 15-year-old son committed suicide after being bullied online. Here is her reaction to Zuckerberg's apology.
Mark Zuckerberg's apology really didn't mean anything because at the same time, children are still being harmed and children are still dying. So whatever protections that these CEOs claim are putting in place are not working.
Wow. So, okay, Jeff, what do you think about Zuckerberg's apology?
I'm going to take this in a different direction, and don't think I'm taking Zuckerberg's side by any means. Use some discernment when I'm having this conversation, because I am totally against social media companies. I think there needs to be regulation, and I think he needs to apologize. The way he apologized, I disagree with. I agree with what the mother said. I don't need your apology. He was forced into apologizing, almost bullied into it, from a man that was standing above him down to him saying, turn around and face your victims and apologize. I don't like that force of action. That's what we have done the last couple of years in society, make people apologize for things because it becomes a hierarchy. You bend a knee because we're better than you. And again, I am not on Zuckerberg's side here. I want to make that clear. I think he needs to apologize on his own terms. Hey, this thing got way out of hand. Even technology I'm the guy who invented it, and technology went above me. I apologize that this is going the wrong way. We're going to correct that. You don't tell someone to apologize. It takes the meaning out of an apology. And now, even if you apologize, I've done it in my own life. I've apologized hundreds of times for things that I've done. And every time I do another interview, they go back to the same thing and they go, do you want this chance to apologize? I apologize. All it is, it's a hierarchy thing, and they just want you to bend the knee. It's not about the apology. It's about you being better than them in some sort of social currency.
Well, it's performative.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Josh Hawley's got eyes on the presidency. I think coming up, he's definitely flirted with that, and this is a good moment for him and his brand. You know, besides the apology, Jeff, I would say miss me with the apology, but for a different reason. I don't want your apology. I want your plan as to how you're going to fix this. And also, I wouldn't even mind, Sam, a little honesty and a little nuance saying, this is why we do it. If he goes, you know, Erica, this is terrible, but this is our business model. We are competing against TikTok, and we are competing against these companies, and they're very popular. This is TikTok, and is not an American company. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
China.
So can we hold them to our standards? Do we have to change our algorithm, but they can keep theirs? We'll get swallowed up. That's a discussion that we can have. I'm not saying where I would land on it, but it's an honest answer rather than I'm sorry. It's, you know, so that's the way I took it. I just want your plan and even a little honesty as to how we got here.
Well, also, I felt like it was an abuse of power in this situation. Like, Senator Hawley absolutely profits from social media, much like any other politician would profit and use social media, whether it's for currency or actual rev dollars. I do have an issue with forcing someone to apologize when the fault doesn't start and end with solely them, because then it also absolves other people who are complicit in these actions taking place of any responsibility, because now you have a quote unquote fall guy. And a lot of situations, people are looking for one fall guy, because once you identify someone as the villain, then everyone else can walk away as the victors. And there aren't any victors in this situation. I think we are all responsible for how out of control social media has become. And I think personal responsibility, much to my point yesterday, is a huge part of that. The other thing that made me very uncomfortable was the idea of having anyone state an apology in an open hearing when you know that that is going to be a trigger for them to be responsible and liable legally. So what exactly is he being responsible and liable for? I'm not saying that Zuckerberg or Meta or any of aren't responsible, but I want people to have their penance for what their part in this is.
Gosh, I just can't imagine what those parents are going through. Good discussion.